And we're back with another day of 7 Days to Die, day 39. I believe this might be the final day of this game because when I had the crash at the end of the previous day, I was inside the base, and now I am outside the base, which is not good. You know what? See right here? That's where my pit used to be. Right here. I knew it. I freaking knew it. As soon as these crashes started a couple of game days ago, they started around like day 34, I think, was the first one. Where is my... Why is my mining helmet not working? I gotta go underground because it's still nighttime technically. I'm gonna take this off. Put it back on. There it goes. Okay, well let's see what this little nugget looks like. We have the outer room that we never finished. And this leads to the basement of the Horde base, which is apparently gone upstairs. Well, that's crazy, because it's gone on the surface. Oh, this is still intact. And it's even... whoa. What? It's even showing my... my hatches up there. So let's go down and look at the production base. And there we have it. There we have it. Yep. The water's still here. Fix your fucking game. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, we just got an update today that said they're working on updating the engine to Unity 2017. You know, I mean, that's great, and I'm thrilled to hear it. I mean, it's wonderful news. But seriously, get the fuck on it. How long has this game been out? And this is happening to people with their bases. What are we on? We're on day 39. So that's roughly 180 hours. No. Yeah. No, that's roughly 80 hours. Sorry. I gotta go see what's going on with the outside, like why that's not showing. And that was where my bedroll was. So apparently the bedroll theory is that was also where I was. So apparently the bedroll theory is possibly holds water. But let's go have another look at this. I don't know. I was kind of rushing before, so this may still be out here, and I just missed it. I was might have been looking in the wrong spot, or it just hadn't rendered. Because I might have been over here, but no, this is all here. What was I looking at? I came back in like over here someplace. So yeah, no, I came and looked over here, and it just hadn't. Yeah, because it was dented down and it had the. This is just freaking lovely. Just freaking lovely. I mean, realistically speaking, we're in a tenable situation. Because I could dig all that back out. The thing is, absolutely everything was in there. Like all of my guns, except for the one I'm carrying. All of my supplies, all of my food, even though I do have the farm. Presumably, that nothing happened to that. The horde base is still here. Which is good. But except for the iron and steel I have on me, that's all I've got. I think I'm gonna have to repair that before, day 42. There's plenty of leather around. There's plenty of places to get pipes. We can get new forges up. I got engines laying around in different boxes. We can get a cement mixer up. This is all doable, but I mean, I don't know. Do I really want to? I mean, it's just kind of like, this was done, and it's got like all of our stuff, plus all the guns. I mean, I spent almost 2 weeks, collecting gun parts, including all the stuff that I got along the way before that. I don't know. Like we're gonna put. One thing is for sure. You know what? I'm gonna keep the game. We may come back to it and pick it up, but I think this one may be done. It's certainly done for a little while. I'm going to have to do something else for a bit. But, so yeah, once again, like the last time this happened, on a 73 day game, I'd like to thank the Fun Pimps and Telltale and Iron Galaxy for releasing this buggy piece of shit on console. Absolutely love the game, but this precisely is why you have a 1-star review for me on Xbox Live on the marketplace. I absolutely love the game. I would recommend it to anyone. I do in my review. I would recommend it to anyone who likes survival games or building games and just management games. All things I love, and this is one of the best games I've ever played. But this, frankly, ladies and gentlemen, is inexcusable. It's inexcusable to release a product like this. It is in alpha on PC before the fanboys all chime in that it's in alpha. It is in alpha on PC. It is sold as a finished product on console. And there is absolutely no excuse for this to go on in a game like this. There's none. And it's not as if it's a new problem, and it's not as if it's a new game. There's no excuse for this type of bug to exist in a game like this for as long as it has. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm 48 years old. I've been gaming since the 1970s, and I've never seen a more egregious abuse of the marketplace, really, of just like it is like it is as if the entertainment software industry is in a competition to see who can pull the most brazen bullshit when it comes to selling crap to customers. Basically, there is not. I defy anyone to name any other industry in existence anywhere in any industry, any product that is allowed to get away with this kind of thing and remain in business. If it were any other industry, you'd have the Federal Trade Commission up their ass, industry wide. And frankly, I think that it's kind of high time that people start clamoring for the Federal Trade Commission to have a serious look at the entertainment software industry on whole. I mean, the shadiest, shoddiest business practices go on in the entertainment industry, entertainment software industry, and it's not as if they always pull the "we're paupers" card. Oh, we're doing the best we can. We have such a small budget, and the fanboys all chime in. Yeah, because essentially their argument is, bugs happen in software development. So basically, the logic is software development is hard, so it's okay to sell as finished products buggy pieces of shit. I'm sorry, it's not okay. It's not okay. You know what else is hard? The automobile industry. The automobile industry isn't allowed to sell cars that just don't work or just stop working. Uh, the aerospace industry. You know what? Making rockets fly reliably is hard, but the aerospace industry isn't allowed to sell rockets that just decide to stop flying. Insert your own examples here. I mean, you know what? Business is hard. Developing and selling a product is hard. No one disputes that. It's the condition in which you sell your product that's the difference. And for some reason, consumers of entertainment software find this sort of thing acceptable. I don't, frankly. Like I said, I'm 48 years old. I've watched this industry grow up, and they have never been more brazen than they have in the last 10 years. It's inexcusable, and it's ridiculous, in my opinion. And frankly, if you can tell, I'm getting a little agitated about it. I am, and it's not because of this base, and it's not because of this game. Like in some form or another with every game. This industry gets away with murder, and it's not like they're paupers. It is a multi-billion-dollar a year industry that, I think it's been it's been over a decade since it surpassed the music industry, which there were, extenuating circumstances of that with the proliferation of broadband internet and file sharing and torrents. The music industry kind of had their feet taken out from under them, due to technological changes. So that's a little asterisk on that. But I believe it was like 5 or 6 years ago that the entertainment software industry absolutely dwarfed in surpassing the motion picture industry. I've not looked at the numbers recently, but I wouldn't be surprised if entertainment software, if you include handhelds and tablets, mobile games on top of it, I would be willing to bet that at this point in time in June of 2018, that the entertainment software is putting up numbers that rival all other forms of entertainment media combined. Maybe if you remove newspapers and sports from that, but I don't know. Possibly. Cry me a river about you being on a shoestring and software development being hard. You are all releasing buggy pieces of shit, essentially, at times. And it's an industry-wide problem. It is constant and forever. There is a reason why when these conversations come up that the fanboys all chime in, well, this game had more problems, and X game had as many problems as this, and Y game had more problems than this, and doo-dah. And the reason they find that acceptable is because they're so used to it. They think that it's just the norm, and you're supposed to get used to that. And I say, fuck that, frankly. Fuck that, and the horse it rode in on. It has not gotten better. It has gotten worse, and something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. In fact, I've been mulling over for quite a while, actually trying to get some action together to get some industry watchdogs going and actually start interacting with the Federal Trade Commission on this, because it is not. I'm not pointing this at the Fun Pimps or Telltale or Iron Galaxy. That's just the latest example, and I'm on stream and will be on YouTube giving this rant. It has been going on forever, and it is a pervasive industry-wide problem, and it simply must stop. This idea that they've always come in under the radar. Well, it's just video games. Just kids play video games. It's not that big of a deal. Multi-billion dollar. These people are printing money. This industry is printing money faster than most of the countries on this planet. Single companies in this industry print money faster than the entire economies of South American and African countries. Many in the Middle East. It's ridiculous. So there's my rant. It's not so much about the MD5 error as just the common acceptance of buggy pieces of shit being allowed to be released as viable products has got to end. And I think the Federal Trade Commission needs to start looking into it. Like I said, I'm 48 years old. I've been gaming since the 1970s, since Pong was my first game, and I've been an avid gamer ever since. And I can tell you, because I've been there every step of the way, it has never been worse than in the last 10 years. This industry has brass balls, because they constantly get away with it. We, the consumers, allow them to get away with it, and for whatever reason, the consumer protection authorities allow them to get away with it. And I think it's time that it stopped, frankly. So, but anyway, so there's my rant about that. All of that said, I'm not that upset about the base. I kind of expected it. We started getting these crashes sometime around like day 34 or something like that, and I knew then. I even said it on stream that if we got like 2 days in a row, and I was like, it's just a matter of time before we get one of these. So there you go. Now, they did announce today that they're working on updating the engine for this, and we should see they didn't say this today. They said in February we should see that major patch sometime this year. So that's encouraging, and that's wonderful. But, like I said during my rant about the industry, these people aren't running charities. They're not doing it out of the goodness of their heart. These are for-profit companies. I'm not going to throw a parade for Iron Galaxy and the Fun Pimps and Telltale for fixing a flawed product that should have never been released in the condition it's in to begin with. This bug has been going on X. Well, I believe it was on all platforms for a while, and it's been going on Xbox since long before I started playing a year ago, and it's frankly inexcusable. So while I appreciate their efforts, and I was glad to hear about the update on their progress today, and that they've got some excellent things coming, and I appreciate their effort. I'm not going to throw a parade for doing something about a problem that should have never existed in the first place, because it really comes down to this: if your business is based on selling a product that doesn't work, you're engaging in consumer fraud. That's really what it comes down to. That's illegal. And for some reason, all other industries are held to this standard. The entertainment software industry is not. And I find it, as a gamer, extremely frustrating, but I also, just as a consumer, find it remarkably fascinating that we collectively allow this to go on. They have never been so brazen about it as they have in the last 10 years, industry-wide. And again, I'm not pointing fingers at the Fun Pimps or Iron Galaxy or Telltale specifically. It's not really even about this. This is just a really good example. They are, one company of thousands that do this sort of thing just as a matter of course, just purely as a matter of course. And I think it's completely ridiculous, and I think it's abhorrent, frankly. But in any case, I'm going to stop this here. I'm just going to park it here. I'm going to keep this game because the horde base is still intact. I'm gonna assume the farm is still intact, and I still have all my gear on me. Sometimes people get hit with these things, and oops. Sometimes people get hit with these things, and it nukes everything in their inventory too. That was not the case with me. I've got my coat, I've got my poncho, I've got everything I need to actually function as a character. And I've got all my tools, except for I don't have my shovel, and I don't have my claw hammer, but that's easily replaceable. I've got some steel. But all my supplies were down here, all of my forges and everything. And we could fix this. We could fix it. It's just I'm just kind of like questioning as to really whether I really want to deal with it or not. I think in the current state of the game, I think it is folly to build an involved base like this on Xbox, just simply because this can happen. I think I'm probably going to start another one, but I think I'm going to go for a more like a nomadish type playthrough where I have like, I'm not gonna like not build a base, but I'm gonna have like little smaller outposts in different places. Probably concentrate on using POIs for most of them, and then maybe have like a functioning horde base or two in some places, but nothing that's all attached to to a central place. And I think also from what I've seen so far, both of my MD5 errors have been consistent with the bedroll theory. Because my bedroll was down here on the floor until I got a chance to build a separate like sleeping area, which is essentially just a death room where you just a spawn room for when you die, with a box and some supplies in it for you to go back and recover your backpack, which I was about to get on presently. We were going to do one thing upstairs, and then I was going to build that because these crashes have been happening, and I knew it 4 or 5 game days ago that this was going to happen, and eventually it was going to happen if we started getting consistent crashes. I'm just really surprised that they started happening this soon. Day 39, I didn't really start getting the problems with my last game until like in the 60s somewhere, the 50s. And even then I didn't get an MD5 error until it was the morning after the day 72 horde. So whenever that was, like 73. And I think my actual last cast like went until, day 74 while I checked it all out. But yeah, so that's it. I'm going to keep the game save. We may come back to it and try to fix this, because it is fixable. It's just, I just really don't know that I really want to. My whole gun collection that I just spent the better part of 2 weeks putting together, rating everything I could and putting together, was all in there. And basically wasn't that much stuff, but it was a lot of key stuff in there. The forges and cement mixers, were not that big of a deal. The what you call it, the chemistry table, not that big of a deal. I got that for free. I've got the points right now. I could get another chemistry table, no problem. I would just have to find the stuff. I don't have, I don't have beakers. The beakers were all in there. But I don't really have to have that right now anyway. Workbench wouldn't be hard, but my collection of, 60, 70, whatever they were, mechanical parts were all in there. There's a lot of stuff still around that can be wrenched, but yeah. But like I said, there was nothing here. It wasn't like the entire base got nuked and we're still functioning. But hey, Savage Gamer, how you doing? But it's just a lot of key stuff, like a handful. I could make a list. It would take me a minute to think of everything, but there's just a lot of key stuff that was lost in this. So I think I'm just gonna, if nothing else, just stop this here. Who knows? Maybe after I play the next one, I might want to come back to this and try to fix it. I really dig this map too. We found some good spots. We found this town to the west. This town to the north. This little town down here. This is not that great, but you know, it's another. Between these four towns, we have 4 Crackabooks, 4 working stiffs tools, two gun stores, and then right here at Map Center, the hub is right here. The big massive hub is right here. This was looking to be a good one, but that's what my production base looks like now. So I noticed some people coming into the stream. I'm about to turn this off. If any of you guys are interested in seeing what the base looked like before the MD5 era, if at the bottom on my channel page is a link to my YouTube. I put the whole playthrough up on a playlist in there. It's the season 2, the bunker was this one. It is this one, and this video will go up on there as well. But anyway, I'm gonna stop this here. Do a little housekeeping, take care of the video stuff, and I'll probably start another one. Actually, I'll probably start that Nomad one that I was just talking about. But in any case, thanks for joining all, and I will see you soon.